don't say a word. I'd like to give you everything that you deserve. I'll give you my heart, give you all my soul. You can have all my money, if you like you can have control. In my mind, I miss you every night that you're not here. Oh, I just wanna sit around your life and breathe your air. And if I cannot have you, I just don't wanna live. Oh, I got so much I'd like to give. Hey girl, come with me and let yourself go. Come on, come on. Hey girl, come with me and let yourself go. Go, go, just let yourself go. Oh baby, oh darling, let yourself go. Oh baby, oh darling, I need to know. My sweetie, my lovely, I'd love to let you go, but I'm coming back for you, and I'm gonna get to your door. When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love?
Moonlight, we rub, you just came my way. Just
I was thinking about it yesterday, how you came from heaven, baby. Girl, you came from above, you came from the sky.
I love a first cast when the water's glass and the line starts to run. Or that first sip of a cold beer when the working week's done. I love a twilight in the morning before the day wakes up. Well, the windows down on a first ride in a paid-up truck. And I love a slow down in a beach town with an ocean view. And I love a first fall Saturday trip down to Baton Rouge. And I love a six-string with stars out and the campfire glow. Girl, that don't even come close to the way that it feels when you lean in and kiss me. The way that you dance when you get kinda tipsy. I'm wrapped around your finger like this ring I'm wearing. That look in your eye, girl, when you catch me staring. And I don't even know what it is, but now that I found it, I can't. That's what my world spins around. Well, I finally get it now, and they say you know. And yeah, girl, you had me from that first hello. And the only thing better is heaven above. But until I get there, I'll never get enough of the way that it feels when you lean in and kiss me. The way that you dance when you get kinda tipsy. I'm wrapped around your finger like this ring I'm wearing. That look in your eye.
Alright, we're gonna wait a few minutes before we start up.
I don't even know what it is, but now that I found it, I can't imagine me living without this. Back 40 you on our piece of ground, watching you watch the sun going down. That's what my world spins around.
Just waiting a few minutes before we start up here.
The way that it feels when you lean in and kiss me. The way that you dance when you get kind of tipsy and I'm wrapped around your finger like this ring I'm wearing. And that look in your eye, girl, when you catch me staring, I don't even know what it is.
No, I can't find it.
I can't imagine me living without this backboard of you. On our peace and ground, watching you watch the sun going down. That's what my world spins around. You're what my world spins around. What my world spins around. We've been burning both ends, keeping the light.
I don't even know how to do this. I'm trying to figure out.
So I've been thinking we need a little time alone. So would you say we cancel our plans? Now I'm only gonna be your man. Let's get some candles burning and some records, turning all the lights down low, take it nice and slow. The way your body's moving, keep doing what you're doing to me all night long, writing our love song. Girl, I want it, gotta have it, let the passion take us to a higher place, making the kind of love we made. Well, there ain't no way, baby, to get me at this house. When you look this good, what could I even think?
Okay, so the tweet that I just posted in there is the newsletter that I started today. You can sign up for it. You know, I said fuck it, why not? Just thought I'd try, give it a shout, give it a try. All right, so. Oh, Dougie Mac. Good you? Good you? All right, so let's see here. Let me pull this up for everyone. Okay. There. All right. So, first things first. So, first things first. So, first things first. So, we are checking out a few things. Spaces, before the spaces, before the spaces. So, pre-market today. I'm going to be looking at SPX, SPY, potentially QQQ. And basically, I was talking about in the newsletter, we are at a very critical point. And if you missed the stream yesterday, you can look at the newsletter and kind of a clip of what I added and what I kind of, I guess, predicted for the outlook for the day, and pretty much nailed the spot on and had a 400% play. But we're at a very critical point with SPX and the market right now. I'll get into that in a bit. But more importantly, Lotto Friday jobs report literally just came out, I think. Hold on. Yep. Okay. So, jobs report just came out. And before I get into that, I said yesterday, and I posted on the newsletter that essentially the jobs report right now is going to have a pretty crucial impact on what the market's going to do, especially when it comes to the Fed, and if it will slow the pace of rate hikes or not. So as I'm looking at this, or before I look at the jobs report and what that kind of came up as, I would say that momentum right now is obviously with the Bulls. We've been in, obviously an upswing for a bit, and it's been, pretty consistent on that side of things for almost 2 months now. But now with this jobs report and where we're at in terms of a critical level, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly what happens on today and the rest of next week. But for the jobs report, so the U.S. added 263,000 jobs, which is a positive. Let's see, what else? So non-farm payrolls increased 262,000 for the month, while the unemployment rate was 3.7%. So the Dow Jones basically has been saying that they've been looking for an increase of $200,000 on the payrolls number and 3.7% on the jobless rate. So kind of in line. It's obviously a little bit bigger and higher than what they expected, which is going to be interesting because it's in a very strange place right now where I don't know if the jobless claims is going to be a huge factor on if it's going to be bullish or bearish, to be honest with you. I'm going to bring this up too real quick.
Terry's going to do it for us. Hey, Rick.
Hi, Joe. Yes, of course, we're awaiting the most important number of the month, November jobs report, expecting 200,000, 263,000, and of course, until it's revised, 261,000 in the rearview mirror, pretty much a lateral move. Private payrolls, well, they moved to 221,000. And if you look at the combined revision of the last 2 months, we subtracted 23,000. Unemployment rate, 3.7, as expected, and it's in the rearview mirror. Don't see a revision as of this point. Okay, revision, 284,000 the last non-farm, so 263 is the new benchmark. Average hourly earnings on a month-over-month basis. All right, buckle up. This is a biggie. Up 0.6%. up 0.6. That equals the high water mark from October of 2021. So that is a strong number. And wages year over year, 5.1%. Now, keep in mind, the 4.7 last month was the lowest since August, okay? Lowest since August of 21. This is a robust number at 5.1 and much better than expected. 5.2 was August, so it hasn't been that long. The high water mark here is 5.6 from March, but nonetheless, it is definitely stronger than expected. And if we look at the average hours worked, 34.4, let's see, 34.4 is about as expected. We've had 34.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 months in a row. So we have eased back just a bit, 1/10. And finally, the labor force participation rate moving in the wrong direction. This is not
All right,
good.
so
62.1.
better than expected, but if you look at futures, what just happened, it got absolutely shitcocked. The dollar gains after payroll report just went up. NASDAQ futures are already down 2.5%. But the unemployment rate pretty much went unchanged. And the short-term interest rate futures fall after the jobs report. And essentially what that means is that I would say, bigger money and the other people in the trading world are thinking that the Fed is going to stick with the rate hikes that they have, or keep it there. And you kind of heard that with Jay Powell this week as well. Yeah, let's see what. Oh my God. Oh man, that's fun. Look at this chart on futures right now. This is insanity. Wow. Okay. So it basically dropped futures from 485 to now 412. So a drop of 60 points. 80, 70 points. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, this puts a little bit of a wrinkle on today. So now when you were, yep, we got a huge gap down already on SPY, creeping at 401. Okay, so my charts then and my key levels before we kind of dive in, because before we get into it, I'm gonna see if we can open up our spaces a little bit early to everyone to kind of talk about this, because I think that would be a good idea. Let me open up spaces a bit. I think it would be a good idea to have everyone in there kind of talking. But so, all right, levels. If you could see my chart right now, essentially what I am looking at is a few things. Obviously, we're in a pretty big area of confluence and a very big area of the stage where it's a make or break for SPX, no matter what. And I've been posting about this for a few weeks now, where you're going to be able to see this. We have this channel right here, which it's literally, I posted about this on all of on the site, on Twitter, on everywhere, where this channel right here, this has been a huge area of resistance. And if we continue to go around this channel and follow this path, we could see a pretty decent wave down. I do think that we are a little overbought at this point. I think the RSIs, stochastic and otherwise, are saying that it is a little overbought. But again, I try not to use just one piece of confluence when I'm going into this or going with bias. But on the daily time frame, or the 5-minute, or the SPX chart, and I'll get into SPY after this. The major key levels that I'm looking at are, because we ended the day yesterday at 40.76, 40.81, 40.57, 40.13, 40.01, and then 39.75. Those are my areas to the downside. If we break 40.01, I would not be shocked if we hit like 39.50. To be honest with you, I really wouldn't. Just with what the market has been doing and what I think this jobs report could show, and the reaction to people, and where we're at on the chart, we're at a breaking point, so to speak, where we're either going to break out or reject heavy. So I would not be surprised if we see 39.50 today at all. To the upside, if we break 40.81, then I am thinking 41.07, 41.24, and then 41.70 after that. Volume shelves, we are in a few right now. We have a volume shelf from 40.71 to 40.82, then another one at 40.49 to 40.56, and 40.26 to 40.32. So that's kind of the areas that I'm looking at. I could definitely see a gap down, obviously a gap down right now. On a day like this, I would highly suggest waiting the first 15 minutes before jumping into a trade, because of just the volatility. There's going to be a lot of big money and market makers that are going to try to either get people with a fake out, get people to hit their stop losses and get them out of the market, or get them out of trades, or whatever it might be. So be patient, wait for your setup. Just because the market is going to make, or is making a huge move and a huge reaction, doesn't mean that you need to hit a lotto. These are days where you need to have a tight stop loss and not lose money. This is a day where you don't want to lose money, essentially. If you come out of it today green, this is a W. So just go in with the right expectations. If you're going into a trade and you are fearing getting into a trade, or you're fearing losing money, don't get into it. So I hit up Jordan, or Ace the Kid, however you guys know him, as the person that's doing the spaces. But definitely do and jump into that. I'm going to add that as well in here, so you guys can all see that. Let's see, Jordan. Okay. Yeah, I just posted that as well in here, so that you guys can see. that Spaces that's coming up here. We've had around 3,000 people in there every day this week, so it's been a little crazy. But definitely stop in there when we can. And so yeah, essentially just with the way that the market's going to be today, be careful. On SPX, you're already kind of getting a bear flag pre-market, which is a little wild. But for SPY, my levels on SPY right now are 400 flat, 403.29, 408.59, and 409.50. To the downside, I have 396.10, 394.85, 393.61, 391.55. There is a lot of consolidation here below this 396 level. If we do break that kind of 393, we could see 391-ish, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see 396 today at some point, just with the way that this is setting up. And make sure to look at these psychological levels too. So 400, 390, 395, kind of anything like that. See here. Does anyone have any questions on this, or any specific charts that you want me to kind of take a look at? I just wanted to jump on here before the jobs report and kind of going over this because the way that this is setting up along with VIX. Actually, let me pull up VIX alongside SPX here. Yeah, this is going to get a little saucy today. We are at almost at below 20 on VIX. And this is where a pretty critical area where we're either going to bounce hard or we're going to come right through it. So be careful. And again, on the jobs report, just because it had more and it was better than expected doesn't always mean that it's a good thing for the market. What this essentially means is that everyone thinks that this quote unquote recession or whatever that's potentially coming, and the Fed rate hikes are going to continue where they're at and not get much better, or they're going to continue at 50 or 75 basis points. So watch for an initial reaction. Be careful today. It's going to be messy, to say the least. Again, these are the types of days where I would highly suggest waiting the first 15 minutes before jumping into a trade. But if you're not in Spaces, definitely join Spaces. If you're not in Canada Trades Discord, you need to join it. We've added, I think, 2,000 people in the last 2 weeks, which is insane. And then outside of that, go to dgendaytrader.com. That's kind of where I put all of my daily stuff, blogs, tweets, everything all in one place. I have kind of a bunch of RSS feeds as well to pull different information and news alerts and everything all in one place, so it's super easy. I have trading guides up there too, so definitely feel free to hit me up, DM me. I try to answer everyone if anyone's got any questions, but take everything I say with a grain of salt. We did hit a 400% one yesterday, but that is the exception. That is not the rule. Doesn't usually happen like that. So, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. But everyone in Spaces, I appreciate you guys stopping in again this morning. Poppy B, what up, baby? How we doing? Yeah, I see a bunch of familiar faces. What's up, guys? Sorry, I got Twitch going, I got YouTube, and I got Spaces going right now, so I'm a little all over the place. But ready to have a fucking day, huh? VIX is already popping 5.5% up after the jobs data to 2085. So yeah, be careful out there, all right? Go look at Jordan Spaces. Okay. Ace the Kid KT at Ace the Kid KT. I bookmarked it at the top of the Spaces here. Join that. You have myself, you have Kiana Trades, you have who else do we got in there? We got Ace the Kid, we have Zach Morris, we have Stratton Oak, we have Jay Blake, we have Exclusive Trading, Drip to Rip, Mike Investing, PB Investing, D Knots, Caleb Trades, Jay Bake, Hugh Henney. All these guys are in there, and we're doing this away free every day where people are banking, absolutely banking. And that's because we just want, we're trying to spread some love, you know, get everyone a little rich here, you know, get some fuck you money going. But I try to end every stream or Spaces with this, but stick to your rules, stick to your plan, write out a plan every day. Be patient, wait for your setup, play off the key levels, wait for confirmation. Don't hold on to losers. Don't be a degenerate piece of shit like me and hold on to losers thinking that they're going to turn around because they don't. Scale in and out. The goal of options trading is not to make money, it's to not lose money. The best way to have those huge lottos is when you scale into a trade, you take your profits and you leave a runner. The runners are what's going to make you rich. But as long as you are managing your risk correctly, you'll be Gucci. All right? And don't get caught up in the lotto effect where you feel like you need to have 100% plays every fucking day. That's not a real thing. Base hits add up. All right? Go check out Ace the Kid at Ace the Kid KT on Twitter. His Spaces is going to be opening up here in the next few minutes, and I'll be in there speaking as well with a few of these guys and gals to kind of talk about SPX. Again, I trade SPX 0-day DTE. Because I'm a degenerate fuck, and yeah, let's have a day. That's all I got. Stay sexy.